Hi everyone, it's Al from 𝐼𝐞𝐥𝐸 Podcast Studios right here in Widnes. And by the way, I am not the host of this show. This is the host right here, Joanne Dyas, the amazing Joanne Dyas. Joanne's asked me just to introduce the very first episode of this ongoing brand new podcast show, the inside story of the Bold Bale charity, or CIC. So Joanne, hi.
Hi, Al.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you nervous?
A bit nervous.
What were you nervous about?
But we'll roll with it.
I don't understand why you're nervous, Joanne. I've never met anybody that talks as much as you talk in my life, in real life.
I think you're a good match.
Have I met my match? All right.
Possibly close.
Yeah, I'm sure my wife would agree with you. Yeah. So this podcast I'm excited about because I'm only helping out on this episode, but you're going to host this moving forward.
I am, yeah.
And it's quite an exciting thing for anybody watching the episode right now, because Joanne has, as we'll go on to discuss throughout this episode, Joanne has an amazing story in terms of her own story of what she's done in terms of work. You've always been kind of a giver and a carer.
Of always
people.
worked in, yeah.
But what she's sacrificed to set up the Bold Bale charity, the CIC, and those sacrifices have been, to some degree, I would say, quite sizable. And Joanne's thrown herself at this heart and soul, and the team that work with her as well. And she's created, you've created something pretty special.
I've created a little Bold Bale family. Yeah.
A Bold Bale family.
Yeah.
Before we go on and talk about how special this is, I know when I first met you, I was confused to hell about what Bold Bale was. BHAILE.
Yeah.
So the Bold Bailey.
So it's actually Bailey.
Bailey.
Which is Irish Gaelic.
Irish Gaelic.
Yeah, which is home from home.
So Bold Bale means home from home.
Yes.
And do you?
But we're in the Bold area. We're based in.
Right.
Bold.
So Bailey means home from home.
Yes.
Or Bailey.
Bailey
means home from. Are you Irish descendancy?
I am. Yeah. My mum was born in Ireland. Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
What part?
County Mohill. Sorry, Mohill in County Leitrim.
I've never heard of County Leitrim. Sorry, County Leitrim, if you're watching. I've never heard of you. Where's that?
It's a lovely little place.
Is it in South Island?
Roscommon. Have you heard of Roscommon? Not far from there.
Oh, Roscommon.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. So
you need to go to Ireland.
I've been to Ireland.
You need to
go Is it Northern Ireland or Southern?
Southern Ireland.
Right, okay. So
the island.
The island.
Yeah.
You just ostracised the entire of Northern Ireland from your podcast. Now they're not going to watch you. She's joking, of course.
I am joking. The whole of Ireland is lovely.
So Southern Ireland then.
Southern Ireland. And yes.
Those your roots are what then? So what happened there?
So
what are your Irish roots?
So my grandparents both came over here.
Right.
Settled in St Helens in the 50s.
Right.
Mum was born. She was the only one out of the five of them that was actually born over in Ireland. And then they came back again. I think Mum was the middle child
Your
of
mum?
five. My mum.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they
What's
came
her
back.
name?
Sue.
Sue.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a big part of the hub as well. Mum has dementia. She's only 60. Well, she's 69.
So your mum's currently 69.
Yeah.
And she's got dementia.
Dementia. She was diagnosed at 59.
Wow, is that young for dementia?
Very young, yeah. Yeah. She was still working.
God, that's only 2 years older than where I am almost now.
Scary.
3 years older.
Scary. It's one of the big reasons behind a lot of what I do.
So your mum got dementia about
59.
59, and she's
at the time
currently...
she was working full time.
Right.
Regular night shifts, 3 on, 3 off in the community, nursing herself.
Yeah.
And then obviously things started.
And was it slowly progressive, or was it? When was it?
To begin with, yeah, it was very slow. It was very subtle.
She was 59.
She was 59,
and she's currently, just remind me of her age.
69.
Wow.
So it's been
10 years,
yeah.
and it's been. At first, it was quite a slow progressive thing.
Yeah.
And then,
you sort of now it's very much. Yeah, not much.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't bother me at all. It does. It's a very...
Of course it does.
It's a massive part of my life. We manage it. We all manage it.
I'm sure at first it was devastating.
Yeah.
I'm sure
absolutely.
It's still devastating.
Still devastating, very much.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Of course you can.
When I think about dementia, I think it's one of nature's cruelest tricks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does your mum remember your name?
No.
Does she remember that you're her daughter?
No, nothing. Nothing.
That must be difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah.
And when did you first realise that, hang on, my mum doesn't even know who I am? Was that in the last 3 years of the 10 years?
I'd say, about 3 years. I'd say that's when she
from 7 years in from the diagnosis.
From diagnosis, yeah.
And before the diagnosis, what did she just seem forgetful?
Yeah, it was really, like I said, subtle things. You know, we'll probably go into my background as we go on, won't we? But I'm a trained mental health nurse as well, so I was always adamant that my mum was clinically depressed.
Right.
She had depression. It was clinical depression, and even though some of the signs were staring me in the face, I was still no. My mum was clinical depression. This is depression. She can't be. She's 59. How can she be having, memory loss and dementia, Alzheimer's, and all of them words that are flying around your mind? But we went to every professional going, because I was just pushing, and then we seen he was a psychiatric consultant. He covered neurology.
Who's this?
So he was a psychiatrist.
Is this a specialist you went to see?
At Walton, Walton Centre.
Okay.
Yeah. So he specialised in both areas type thing. So he knew a lot about dementia, but he also knew a lot about neurological conditions and mental health conditions. And, so he was a well-rounded professional who wasn't just looking at
and he diagnosed
one area. He didn't diagnose her, but he did some further investigations, I think, because I was pushing. And at that point, it was when he said, here's your mum's brain scan, and you can see all of the grey areas, what damage has happened over time and how it's getting, And I think that was a real wow, it's a wow moment. This is real. She's not going to pull out of this with a few antidepressants or anything.
And it's going to get even further progressively worse.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Because if she already doesn't recognise who you are, or what your name is, or that you're her daughter, how does it get worse than that? What are the other further symptoms?
It's the independence being taken away, isn't it? It's her depending on us more and more and more. And
I also know this links into why you've made some of the decisions you've made about setting up Bailey. And I know that's been a kind of a catalyst for some of that, but what are your biggest challenges with the fact that your mum's got dementia? What does that mean to you? What pressure does that place on you as a person?
My dad struggles because he's a one-to-one carer. He's she's still at home with dad. He struggles, so I'm his crutch. He hasn't really got many people around him, so I'm his crutch.
So when it gets to boiling point, or
it's me, and he
comes to you,
and
you have then got to support your dad,
100%,
and your mum,
and then try to do things for my mum to take some of the stress off him. But then,
so who's looking after you?
That's it. I've got everything else going on at the same time, but
you've got a great husband.
I have,
and he's really supportive.
He's a pain in the neck as well. Dave, yeah.
Hi, Dave. You superstar. So he's.
That's
great.
what most people think. Yeah.
He's great. Let's be honest.
He is great.
Yeah, but you're a couple, and you have your moments like every couple does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that if I said to my wife, "I have the house, I'll move next door" or something, she'd be like, "Oh, okay then."
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll have a tidy house.
No, we share the same morals and everything. Mostly, he loves to be giving and helping and supporting.
I've met him, and he's there for you, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that's great, because with all the responsibility you've got, which we're going to go into next, your mum, and then your dad, and then your daughter, and your rest of your family, grandchildren, and the charity, and all the volunteers, and finding money to keep it running. So your mum was part of the inspiration, not the complete inspiration, to set up Bail.
No, this is something I've wanted to do, and David as well. Because we've both worked in learning disabilities and things throughout the years. So it's something we've both always wanted to do something that makes a difference. But I think for me it was mum's diagnosis, working in the NHS and feeling really absolutely bogged down with everything.
Sorry, Joanne, what were you in the NHS?
Oh, sorry. So I was, later on in my career, I did my mental health nurse training.
Yeah.
So I spent about 10 years then in nursing. The job I left before I started the hub, I was a clinical lead of a team in a hospital. That was a psychiatric liaison team. So we were basically covering the full hospital, A&E, all the wards, and doing all of the mental health assessments and reviews, everything across the hospital. That was quite a heavy job, especially in today's.
Emotionally draining.
Yeah, all through COVID times.
But you must bring some of that emotion home.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be pretty.
A heart like a brick.
Hard, yeah. You'd have to be pretty hard not to bring a lot of it home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it motivates you as well, doesn't it?
And so you had all that going on. You've always wanted to set up a charity that helps people with people who need the help. And in your case, the Bold Bale Charities was set up to help people with additional needs.
Additional needs, yeah.
We've got to be quite careful with that language, haven't we?
Oh.
Because it changes all the time.
All the time.
But right now it's people with additional needs.
People with additional needs.
What kind of conditions or additional needs do people have?
For us, they're all members. So we've got a couple of members who have Down syndrome.
Right.
Majority of them have got autism. A lot of them have like a dual, so they have autism and Down syndrome. We've got, wheelchair users. One of our guys is quadriplegic. Doesn't stop him. He has a whale of a time.
And you're taking a lot of the pressure off the parents and the families who...
So a lot of what we do is daycare, and we're going into the respite area now of overnight and sort of weekend breaks and things. But it is sort of giving the families some space as well, because a lot of our members are adults and their parents have never had that time to, sort of be without any children, and although they're not
breathe,
children anymore,
have space.
Just breathe,
because that mental welfare that then gives the parent allows them to be more of a parent.
Yeah.
When the kid comes back home from Bold Bale.
Yeah.
So that 5 o'clock they're refreshed.
The
batteries are recharged. They're more focused. They're less likely to be unsupportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my things I always say is, the parents thank us so much all the time. Oh, it was brilliant. She really enjoyed it. Oh, she had a fab time. And I just think, that's all well and good. We have worked. That's what we aim to do. We set out to do all of those things. But we need to thank you as well, because trusting us with your loved one like that is it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a massive privilege, because to me, I
take that really seriously, don't you?
Yeah. My 2 little granddaughters go to day nursery, and they're my most prized possessions in the world, and they go to this day nursery. And it's one of my really good friends is one of the managers in this nursery.
Yeah.
So that helped with choosing where I want them to go and think. Not that it was my choice, it was Jessie's, but I had a hand in it, like I always do. So I know that the girls are safe there, and it's a good place to be. I feel that's what Bold Bale is to a lot of our parents and families, that they do feel safe leaving their people with us, because at the end of the day, that is their baby.
It's a lot of trust they're placing in you, right?
It's a massive amount of trust.
You have your challenges.
Yeah, we do have our challenges.
But none of those challenges are ever around trust. Because people
no.
just instinctively trust you because of what you do and how you do it.
Yeah.
It's a safe pair of hands.
Yeah.
And I've been there.
A lot of pair of hands.
but you know what I mean? The institution that you built is a safe pair of hands. And I've been there. I've seen it. I've met some of the members. I've seen how you work. And I've seen parents drop the kids off, and I've seen parents pick the kids up. And it's pretty seamless. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, trust is probably the cornerstone of the whole thing, isn't it? Because if that wasn't there, i.e. if you weren't doing the good job that you're doing and the good work that you already do, people just wouldn't be in a position of trusting you enough to leave the kids with you, right?
Yeah. And then they go on to tell other people about it. And that's
but the difference you make, right? Because, let's talk about kids with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Like it or lump it, believe it or not, and I'm horrified that this is still a reality, a child with Down syndrome is never going to have it easy in the world. No. There are still people who will mock that child. There are still opportunities that child will never get because they have Down syndrome. And people have kind of, they put limits these limits on people with Down syndrome and conditions like that are similar. You know, you'll never achieve A, or you'll never get to the point B. It's almost like out of sight, out of mind. But you're challenging that, right?
Yeah.
So tell the folks at home, and let's talk about some of the things that you do in Bold Bale which challenges that status quo, and how you give these kids opportunities and hope and growth. Like what sort of things do you get up to? So a child with Down syndrome or any other condition that comes into that safe space, how is it that you're giving them that growth? What sort of things do you do in there?
I think the main, the one word that stands out to me when you just asked me that question is holistic, and it's about that member. So it's not, you know, we're all going to do this today. There can be 6, 8 of them in for the day, and they're all doing something completely different. I mean, we'll have a focus and it'll be, oh, we'd like to do this activity today. But it never turns out that way, because not everyone wants to. You know, the past school age, we're not running lessons.
Size fits all,
we're not running lessons. It's not. It's definitely not one size fits all. They're very much catered to their own needs.
You
and
recognise,
a lot of them have got their own little friendships or little, you know, little groups and whatever else. But then they're the ones that don't fit into the mould, and they want to do their own separate thing.
And you kind of touched on it for me, because the reason I asked you the question is because one thing that struck me when I saw the insides of the bit of the house, when I saw how you operate, and when I talk to other people, you recognise the individual. Yeah. And you therefore work harder, because
there's no one size fits all.
No, and you recognise that everyone has different motivations. Even people progress might be impeded dependent on their condition or on their the way that they live their life, or the fact that, you know, if it's someone who has autism, they might have a different set of needs and have to learn in a different way than someone who has Down syndrome, for example. But your methodology as a charity is that you recognise that, and you work 10 times harder to make sure that everyone gets what they need individually. That for me, when I look at you sometimes, it's almost like you're running up a hill constantly. But you're not allowed to slow down. And it's a lot harder than maybe it needs to be sometimes, but you're determined enough to make sure that...
Because sometimes some of the things that I sort of push for, they hinder me in a lot of ways. So I want to keep our numbers small so that staffing levels are quite high. Because you've asked me, haven't you, before about, you know, what are your
growth
ratios
goals,
and you know what all that to me is like a really difficult question, because it depends on each member.
So just so people understand, when I asked you that question, it was, what's the ratio of volunteers to members? Yeah. And you've not put your finger on that number yet?
No, it's impossible, because everyone is so different.
But also, Joanne, one of the things we're working on right now, and I'm supporting you with this, is something a bit more strategic to help you understand what that looks like. Because it's important, because I know you want to grow, and I know you clearly are looking for reliable investors and sponsors that you can trust, whose brands you can trust, in a relationship with those people that you can rely on to help finance Bold Bale. And obviously that finance will come from people, and that support will come from people who want to be associated with an organisation like yours, who make such a difference in the community. And to get there, you probably need to be a bit more strategic in terms of how it's run.
If I carried on the way I'm running at the minute, people would say, you know, just get more members in, squash them in, get them in. And to me, it's
not about that.
No, absolutely not about that.
Quality of life, quality of experience.
Yeah, I would rather go out there and earn money with. We will talk about it later on, but there's loads. We've got a couple of little fundraising streams, but we need them. We need that funding, because we don't bring in enough revenue from our members to do as much as we want to do. If that makes sense.
Right, it makes perfect sense. But let's be frank and honest right now. To anyone watching who's able to influence Joanne's investments, or to be able to invest in Bold Bale, part of the reason why you're doing this podcast there's a lot of reasons why you're doing this podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong. They include making people more aware that you exist. They include helping you find the right members to join the family.
Yeah.
And it also includes the fact that you do want people to invest and sponsor the business.
Yeah.
And, you know, put money in the bank so that you can keep the lights on.
Yeah, 100%.
If you were to look right down the barrel of that camera there and say to anyone who's watching this podcast who could influence you with sponsorship or investment and help you keep this alive, what would you say to them right now? What would you say right down that camera right now?
Please just come and take a chance on us. Come and meet us. Come and see what we do. Come and speak to us. Get on our social media channels. Just see some of the nice things that we do. Nothing, we you know, everything that we do is natural and authentic. Have a look, and if you can in any way invest, support, please just step up and get involved.
Can I say something about that? Let me just say something else. And I would challenge anyone watching this who has any doubts to come down, knock on the door. Joanne will always let you in, and have a look at what she does. Right, here's a woman who's given up her career, a successful career at a senior level in nursing and caring for other people, to go and care for people in a much deeper way. She set this charity up from nothing. She works night and day. She doesn't have any time for herself. And more importantly, because of all of that and the team that Joanne's built around her family, brilliant team of volunteers, every single one of them, the difference that they're making in the community in St Helens and surrounding areas is massive. You know, the quality of life that she's giving parents who have children who have additional needs, and the children themselves of these parents, the actual difference that she's making with the team to these people's lives is immeasurable. It costs money to keep the lights on, doesn't it? It costs money to keep the doors open, and it costs money to keep these people fed and supported and grown and all that stuff that Joanne does. It makes a difference that you could never measure. It's pretty invisible to most people as an organisation. And what we want to do with this podcast that you'll be hosting from next week is to make people more conscious of the great stuff that we do. And we'll talk about this week on week. But if you are in a position where you can help Bob Bale and help Joanne keep the lights on in any way, you know, put your hand in your pocket and do the right thing. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot. But if you're in a position to put your hand in your pocket and contribute a lot, that would make a huge difference. And we can look after you with, you know, marketing and sponsorship, branding and all that stuff. But, you know, if you are in a position, I think that...
More than anything, though, it's good for the soul. It really is good for the soul.
And I met one of your sponsors recently.
Oh, you did, yes. And that's the reason we're actually carrying out this 12 months of podcast.
Because they financed this in a bid to help...
Certas Energy UK, yeah.
Yeah, and so Certas Energy UK are an amazing bunch of people. And they're a good example of the kind of people who did put the hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
And knowing that the podcast series will help you raise further funds and further interest and awareness about the organisation, they were very quick to put the hand in the pocket.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And do you want to talk about some of the people in Certas?
Yeah, so it was mainly Nathan. It was the senior leadership team came and spent a day with us through the Neighbourly project. So that was like last year. We were in the other building then before we started to rent off the church. So they came and spent the day with us doing the grounds, and there was I think there was 8 of them, possibly 10 from the senior leadership team, and we didn't realise we were giving them a fantastic day. They had an amazing time. They were really humbled by some of the stuff that we were doing, and they really took it on board. So we got a bit of funding from the first year. And then obviously I reached out to them when we were struggling again this year.
Yeah.
And it was Nathan Broad. He is actually going to be my guest.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
So Nathan's coming on your show?
Next time, yes.
I'm amazing.
On the next one.
So I met Nathan. Yeah. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And
he's lovely.
Do you know what's nice about a sponsor like Nathan and Certas? But let's talk about Nathan. The humility and the genuine passion he has for making a difference.
Yeah.
Not just through Bob Bale, through what he does with Certas Energy UK. He really wants to make a difference. And so they've created a whole policy around community responsibility and giving back, and that's phenomenal. And you can do that too. You can be a part of that whole story and help Joanne and Bowl Bale make that difference for future people over the course of the next weeks and months and years. Contact Joanne and make a difference if you can. All right,
Yeah.
Great. So Joanne, listen, question. What's been the toughest experience that you've had running this charity? What is it? What is it that's almost made it too difficult to do?
It's a difficult one, that Al. I think if I was going to give that answer from my team, or that Bowl Bailey team, I think it would be the member that we lost. So we lost one of our members earlier in the year. She was in hospital over New Year and then sadly passed away in January. Really unexpected. And I think that really hit us as a team. That was very, not just the team, the members as well, the full family. It was massive.
And what was her name?
Kirsty.
And how old was Kirsty?
Kirsty was due to be 40.
Wow,
so
young.
Yeah, so
Young.
she passed away in Jan, and then it would have been her 40th in April, and we had a little tea party.
How did she pass?
Just complications with her chest.
Right.
She took into hospital and then taken to ICU and things.
But it was unexpected.
Really unexpected. Yeah, it was a massive shock.
And how did that impact the charity? How did it impact you? Because you're making a difference to these people's lives, and suddenly one of these people unexpectedly, this happens.
Well, we lost a family member.
That's how it felt.
Yeah, there's no other way. Yeah, we lost a family member. The family is still regularly in touch with us now.
Kirsty's
family. Yeah, they've asked if they can have a part of the garden. They're having a part of the garden at the hub. They're going to do a memorial.
The hub, that's the house that you run the charity from.
Yeah, so the house that we're based in is the hub. And we've got quite a big garden surrounding us. You've seen it, haven't you, Al? So they're going to have a corner of that, and that will be Kirsty's memorial corner.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're all really excited about that. It's going to be a lovely place for people to, reflect and sit out there and things.
That's really nice.
So I'd say that has been the hardest thing for us as a group. We wasn't expecting that, and it did hit us massively. Still does. Still now we mention Kirsty constantly. She was a big part of everything that we did.
But she was from what I remember hearing from you, the stories, she was a fun big part of it.
Yeah. She was our. I've put something down, I can't find it, and Kirsty would be the one. You put it over there. She knew where everything was. You'd put your phone down.
So organised.
Yeah, she was like my little PA, following me around.
That's cool, and a reflection of her amazing parents.
Yeah.
They
were just fabulous. They wanted us all at the funeral, in our bus. So we all turned up at the funeral in our bus, which Kirsty would have absolutely loved because she just loved being out in the bus. She'd be fuming at the minute because it's broken down. But
the bus is broken down. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's another big story for another day. We all went in the bus, all the staff team and a couple of members as well.
I'm watching you talking about Kirsty, and your eyes have lit up, and you can see that means a lot to you.
She was a massive part of the whole.
But Kirsty lives on.
She does live on, yeah.
And that's the thing about the charity, isn't it? That's the thing about Bowl Bale. It's not a very shallow. It's not a business. It doesn't feel like a business, although you have to run it as one. I get that, but this is really about hearts and minds, isn't it? It's
making a difference.
Making a difference.
Yeah.
So, what's the spinning that on its head? What's the biggest, most joyous experience you've had running the charity? If you were to put, I know that's got a hard question, right? It's like saying to somebody. Somebody really said to me once, "What's your favourite song?" Now I love music, right? I can't tell you my favourite song. It's too hard.
I wouldn't be able to.
But that's like asking that question. But what is your favourite thing? What's the one thing you think that's the thing that ignited the most joy for me in this whole thing? What experience have you had that's made you think everything I've done, every single sacrifice I've ever made to do this has been worthwhile because of that thing? What would it be?
Probably the caravan.
What's going on there?
So we now have a static caravan in North Wales.
You own it?
Oh well, yeah, in a fashion.
Okay.
It is ours. We're in quite a little bit of debt for it, but yeah, it's ours.
Okay.
So that's another. Although that causes another outgoing, it also gives us a massive avenue to give more respite and to make more amazing memories with these
Giving people a
fantastic
different
members.
place to go,
Yeah.
a different set of experiences, the wide open spaces.
Yeah, and I think we take our members, we take 2 maximum at a time. We probably could take a couple more, but the most we took is 2. And when we get back, it's usually Jess and I and someone else, and we mix it up and we all take our turns. But Jess will then get all the pics and pull them into like a TikTok. And I think when I sit at home then and look at that and think, oh, wow.
Jess is your daughter.
Jess is my daughter,
And she's so good on social media.
Yeah, she's my little
Hi, Jess.
social media whiz. Yeah. So she does all of that bit.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Her energy is incredible. And she's cheeky. But she keeps you on your toes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really
She
good.
thinks she's the boss, yeah.
Do you think she's the boss, or is she the boss? Should she be sitting there?
She's the manager, yeah. She won't do this though.
She's a heavy lifter, isn't she? She just gets
She just
stuff
gets
done.
stuck in, yeah.
What is it they say? Just get shit done.
Yeah.
And she's that person.
She does that, yeah.
You know, she's really good.
But she pulls those TikToks together and it's like, wow, we've done that. And it gives you a massive sense of pride to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you pull all the memories together and just throw it into one TikTok.
But while we've got the hat out and the big and ball out, you were very kindly gifted a minibus.
We were, yeah.
By who?
So that was from NWH Landscapes, which is a Halton business.
I know this business. They are great.
Yeah.
Right.
Nick and the lads are fab.
Fantastic business.
Yeah.
So if you need any landscaping work done, NWH, that's where you go. You get a good deal, and they're really good people. Genuinely, by the way. But they were very kind and gave you a minibus, and that was super liberating.
It was fantastic. Yeah. Amazing.
Suddenly you were out on the road.
Yeah.
With the members, with the family.
Yeah.
And then it broke down. And the difference it was making was incredible.
Yeah.
All you did was talk about the things you were doing in this minibus. And there's loads of videos and TikToks.
Even now, members will say of the bus, I'm like, oh, we're working on it.
And it broke down.
Yeah.
Quite a serious fault.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come back to life.
Talk to me about the difference the minibus made. On a serious level.
It just gave us the opportunity to get out there and expand what we do with the community. And we run quite a few different projects, surplus food, lots of different ones. And it just gave us that avenue to get out
mobility.
Yeah. So
you widen the scope of your influence.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it shrinks again because the minibus goes. So my last, it feels like a bit of a telethon this, right? I feel like Bob Geldof. But I'll say this anyway. My last plea to anybody watching, and then we'll go back at the story about the charity itself, is if anybody watching has or knows somebody who has a minibus going spare or would like to finance one, I know firsthand, because I've seen it happen, the difference that minibus made to your organisation, to the charity. It was transformative.
Yeah.
The happiness that bus brought to the charity was, again, it was immeasurable, genuinely made a big difference. And the difference that it's made, and that shrinking difference that it's made not being there is quite sad, really.
Yeah. Even the gym, we were going to the gym regularly, taking a few of our members, and that's about to sort of.
I think I need to go. I might join you next time. So if anybody can make a difference on the minibus front, it would be amazing if you reached out to Joanne and the team. And I can promise you, because I'm working with Joanne to help on a few different levels personally. I can promise you that we will make a meal of advertising your business, your donation, marketing your brand if it's a business, and talking about the good difference that you've made. And you know, I know not everybody donates things for that kind of sort of prize, if you like, but it's important that the people who make these donations and these differences get recognised. And we will look after you in that respect, won't we? Let's leave all of that with you good people. And if you can make a difference on any of those levels, Joanne and the team would be massively grateful.
Get in touch, guys.
Yeah, it's about making a real difference then, isn't it? Yeah, good. Joanne, what's before we wind this up, I want to talk about your journey.
Okay.
So you've made a lot of sacrifices. I know a lot of people have.
Yeah.
But let's talk about you.
Yeah.
What's your journey? What was your first job? Let's go through this. What was your first job?
Oh, cleaner when I left school.
My mum was a cleaner.
In the holidays, yeah.
I'm going to tell you now.
School holidays.
Cleaners are some of the most overlooked but hardest working people in the world. My mum had 5
I still
cleaning
can't
jobs.
clean though.
Can you not?
No.
Well, the thing is, you're good at cleaning other people's houses and businesses, but you never clean your own, right? My mum was the same. And I've got so much respect for cleaners. You know, ask anybody, you know, ask Claire, my wife. I talk about it all the time. These are people who work their fingers to the bone and get totally and utterly undervalued, and overlooked. So cleaner.
Yeah.
And
then I started off my journey in people with additional needs.
Great.
From being at school, so I used to use my Easter summer holidays, working on Easter schemes, summer play schemes, all of that type of stuff. Left school, went to college and did nursery nursing. So did that for quite a while. That was always in special education, so I was always in special schools. Then I sort of decided I wanted to teach, went to university, got my English degree, and decided I didn't want to teach anymore. So I dumped that one. And then, obviously then, because I was more educated at degree level, I got a few different, like, connection posts. So it was always with additional needs. So I was always the advocate for social enterprise, work experience, independent travel. So I did that for quite a few years. Started doing programmes across St Helens, and then funding was drying up again because a lot of the work I was doing was joint funding from local council, St Helens Chamber of Commerce and things. A lot of that dried up. So then it was sort of, what am I going to do now? And me being me, I'm quite impulsive. I decided I was going to go and do some fundraising for Willowbrook Hospice. Bit random. So I went and did that for a couple of years. So I was the community fundraiser there. Absolutely loved it. It's probably the most difficult job I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
But probably the most rewarding. It was amazing. And that was then what set me on my journey to do mental health nursing.
And then you did your mental health nursing, and then obviously your mum's situation started to factor in. And then you thought, no, I want to make a bigger difference.
Yeah, I think as I thought, I have this funny thing in my head. So I was like coming up to 49. So I was thinking, I've got 10 years. And I couldn't get this out of my mind. So it's like, I've got this 10 years before I get to the stage where my mum was diagnosed with dementia. Do I want to spend that 10 years working for the NHS, moaning about a failing system, moaning about lack of funding, not really making much difference? Or do I want to take an opportunity where I can...
And you know what? It's interesting, two things that are there. That's there. I think the first thing that's interesting is that you drew that line and gave yourself a limitation by saying, look, it happened to my mum at that age, it could happen to me. And that as far as I know from you, was kind of your catalyst to say, okay, I've deliberately given myself that limitation, so I've got to make the most of this. Because it is a bit, you know, you just said, what difference am I making? I ask that question a lot, and it's like, what difference am I really making in life? You know, am I making a material difference to other people, to life, to myself? And your answer was not enough, and that you wanted to make a deeper, more meaningful, sustainable difference for people. Yeah. And that's why you set up Bold Bale. Yeah. Yeah. Bold Bailey. Bale. Bailey. Bolly. Bold Bale. Bale. BB. And that's why you set up Bold Bale, right? Yep. And that gave you the impetus, the movement to go ahead and actually take that risk. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't know is that you gave up that career and you were doing well. Yeah, yeah. And you gave up that career selflessly. And I don't want to embarrass you too much, but you did that so that you could be the driving force behind creating this charity from scratch. Yeah. And you've done it. I've done it, yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. But it's on thin ice, let's be honest, because you've got to keep the lights on. Yeah. And that's why we talked earlier about investors and sponsors. And and almost 3 years in, and we're still sort of like, oh... You said to me, didn't you, recently, you woke up a couple of times and thought, I don't know if I can sustain this. Yeah. Because talk to us about that. It was recently that the world felt like it was caving in on you. The responsibility, where do I get the next bit of investment from? Who can I get to sponsor us? How do I pay my bills? What about me?
Yeah.
And then you found it quite hard recently, didn't you?
Did. It's happened a few times, but most recently, yeah, it's a brick wall again. And
what makes that easier? How do we take that pain away?
our supporters. So for every stumbling block that I hit, there's one of our supporters there shining a torch and saying, no, here, look, you're doing this well, let's do this, let me help you with this. There's always something to spur me on. One of my staff members or volunteers will do something that I just feel so proud of them and proud of my members, and it just makes it all worthwhile.
I think that you are a very special kind of person, a special kind of human being. There's not a lot of people like you in a room at the same time. You are... I was talking to a friend of ours recently, 𝐸𝐸 Dyas.
Oh, yeah.
You might, if you watch this locally, 𝐸𝐸 Dyas runs a business called The Laminate Man, and he runs his business with absolute kindness.
Massive supporter always.
He's a big supporter of the charity, right? Fun. He's a great guy. And I was talking to 𝐸𝐸 and I said, you know, she might be one of the most important people in St Helens.
I wouldn't go that far.
But you wouldn't go that far because you're so modest. The difference that you make to the lives of the people you touch, you're so modest that you won't give it any credit. But I can tell you as an observer, it's profound. And if you ask the members and their parents, they'll tell you the same thing. You are incredibly important to the area. I think you're a cornerstone of kindness in the area. And I say this because people watching this need to know, because you've been invisible to almost everybody up to this point. Hopefully the podcast show that you've now launched through Hype Studios will be something that will make a difference and raise that awareness. But I just wanted to say to you as a friend and as somebody on your show today, there aren't a lot of Joannes out there. And we're, as a community, really proud of the difference that you make.
Thank you.
And I mean that. You make such a difference. But it's hard to keep making that difference. I'll pay you later. The check's in the post. But it's hard to make that difference all of the time, consistently well, without the help of other people. And I know that people watching won't have minded us talking about, you know, give us a minibus, donate, sponsor the podcast, whatever you want to do to help. Yeah. Because you need help to keep the lights on sometimes. Because things like this don't happen magically on their own.
No.
And thank God for you, because you are such a difference maker in St Helens. It really is something quite unique. So you should be very proud of yourself. Got a lump in my throat when I said that. It's very true though. It's very true. So let's wind up your first episode by saying a couple of things. Okay. The first thing is that it's on you from next time. You're hosting your own show from next time.
Might cancel now.
You'll be absolutely fine. I can't wait to see you do it. And the second thing, let's talk about very briefly about what's the good news. What's on the horizon for Bold Bale? What's coming up that you can get people excited?
Oh, so we're going to have an Halloween disco.
Oh, okay.
We've not had a karaoke since we moved to the new building. We used to have regular karaoke's every week. So we're going to do an Halloween disco for our members and a few people that used to come to karaoke and haven't been able to join us at the new place. We're going to have a Christmas fair. That's coming up.
Merry Christmas!
We've got
a Christmas fair open to the public.
Yeah.
So you're going to set stalls up in the back garden.
Yeah. So we don't have as much space like we used to have where we were before, but we're going to use St Philip's Church.
Amazing.
So we're in St Philip's Vicarage now. That's our hub, home. And then we're going to use the church, which is more or less next door to where we are.
So you're going to have a Halloween disco? Is that open to the public?
No, we're going to have to limit that on tickets. Yeah, that'll be limited to tickets. We will.
Tickets for members?
Members and...
families?
Yeah, and probably old members that just used to come for that part of what we do, the karaoke.
Sponsors can come to that, can they? Or...
They can come,
Yeah?
If they dare, yeah.
Okay. So anybody who sponsors you after watching this podcast, for example, can come for a drink.
Of course.
Dress up as a ghost.
Yeah.
All right,
100%.
Great. And I guess if anybody's watching who might even want to sponsor that that event and the Christmas event by giving you some...
and then we'll get your name out there. And
Brilliant. So that's good. So you get those 2 big events coming up. All right, so a lot of good stuff going on for members.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
And final parting words from you then, Jo, if there's anything that you could say that would make an impact or maybe land importantly with the guys who have very kindly taken the time to watch your first episode, what would you want to end with?
Just jump on board, spread the word, come and have a look at what we do, get involved. There is something for everyone. I'm not joking. There is something for everyone. From food parcels to raffles at the minute we've got some fantastic advent calendars, Lush, P. Louise.
Is this all the stuff that you raffle on your Facebook page?
Yes, they're all live on our Facebook.
So how do people find that?
So it's Bold Initiatives Raffles on Facebook. Yeah. Bull Bale CIC is the profile, and that will lead you to all the other things then.
So if I go to, or the people at home here, go to Bold Bale CIC on Facebook.
Yeah. We also have a website.
Page.
So we've got www.bullbalecic.co.uk.
And they can access from the website and from the Facebook the raffle page.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I have to say about the raffle page, I join in sometimes. And I have won some prizes. I've won some great stuff on your raffle page. I have won a pair of, what were those shoes called? Those crazy big shoes that I won the first time? Sliders?
Oh, you did, yeah.
I won a pair of Lacoste sliders. I've won a brilliant bicycle. Oh, yeah. A bike, a hybrid road bike. What a prize. Brilliant. I loved it. So that's there. And I'm sure I've won other stuff. I'm sure I have.
Some sunshades?
I can't remember. Anyway, it's brilliant because I never win anything, but I seem to always keep winning and my numbers get drawn, which I know it's not a fix, but it's also because I buy shitloads of tickets.
Yeah.
But that's great. So
we love it when our regulars win because that's because they do support us so much.
Yeah.
And it's all about getting something back.
100%. So get to Facebook and look for Bowl Bale CIC. Find a link to the raffles page. So many great things to win on there. Yeah. So that's really good. And is there anything else that you want people to know?
And we also have a pre-loved page because it's all about being ethical now, isn't it? And recycling, looking after the planet. So we do, we accept donations as well. That's another biggie. We get people coming, dropping off. They have a big sort out, bring us all the stuff you don't need. And then we sell it on for very affordable prices to the local community. Yeah. That's one of our other funding streams as well. So.
Amazing. And if anybody wants to be a volunteer,
yes, we're always looking for volunteers.
You can do that on the website, right?
You can do it through the website, or contact us directly. You can actually fill the form in on the website, send it directly.
So I think you can fill a form on the website to be a volunteer, and also fill a form in the website to be a sponsor.
Yeah.
Great. So all the forms are there.
Also members, membership form.
And memberships as well.
All of those are on the website, and you can also just come directly. Just call in, see us. Come and have a look at what we do.
Thank you, Jo, so much for asking me to come on your podcast.
No, thank you for helping me to host my first podcast.
I think it's going to be a great podcast. I sounded like Donald Trump there, didn't I? I think it's going to be a great podcast. The best podcast. I can't even do the accent. Ever. And I think it's genuinely going to make a difference. And I hope what it does is the mission is to raise awareness about Bowl Bale, to help finance it, to get people involved, and to help you make a difference to the lives that you're touching. Yeah. It's a big agenda. It's a massive thing. You make such a difference. And Jo, I'm really grateful that you've asked me to come on to the first episode. I think it's what you're doing is you know how I feel about it. It's incredible work. It's so important, and you've done it. You've got your podcast off the ground, which is great, and it's going to make such a difference. And I know it's going to be really great when it catches fire and takes off. So thank you so much for having me on. I'm really grateful.
No, thank you for your support. Thank you for helping me with my first one.
All good.
Getting it out the way, one under the belt. So next week, when we do our next podcast, I'll be joined by our key sponsor in all of this work that we're doing. It's Nathan Broad from 𝐸 Energy UK. They've been a massive support to us in the hub, ongoing, and obviously they've put faith in us now for this journey for the next 12 months. So Nathan is going to join me next time on the couch and talk about what we're all going to do together.
Excellent.
Thank you. Take care.
Christmas.